Okay, for my chapter 25 summary, we go over the public law chapter and goes over quite a different things, certain things like bankruptcy and the code of bankruptcy and all sorts of different things like that. Going over some of the other topics, you see it talks about the creditor and the debtor. And so what a creditor is it's the lender in a transaction, and then the debtor is the borrower in a transaction. So they're connected, but they're both different and important. And then you have the lien, which is a claim on a debitor's property that must be satisfied before any creditor can make a claim. And so then there's quite a few different. I mean, there's not quite a few, but there's different types of liens. So then we have the mechanic's lien, which is a lien placed on the real property of a debtor when the latter does not pay for the work done by the creditor. So essentially, the keys in this one is when this lien's placed on real property of a debtor, the other party does not pay for the work done by the creditor. Okay, then there's the artisan's lien. And a lien, this is a lien that enables a creditor to recover payment from a debtor for labor and services provided on the debtor's personal property, such as fixing a lawnmower. So that would be an example of an artisan's lien. And then there's an attachment, which is a court-ordered judgment allowing a local officer of the court to seize property of a debtor. Then there's the writ of execution, which is an order by a clerk of the court directing the sheriff to seize any of the non-exempt real or personal property of a debtor who refuses to or cannot pay a creditor. Then there's garnishment, which is an order of the court granted to a creditor to seize wages or bank accounts of a debtor. Then there's the suretyship, which is a contract between a third party and a creditor that allows the third party to pay for the debt of the debtor. The surety is primarily liable, so I don't know how often that's used. That's not a term that I was familiar with before this chapter, but it definitely sounds like a more interesting one. Excuse me again. Then there's a guarantee, which is similar to a suretyship, except that the third person is secondarily liable, or in other words, required to pay only after the debtor has defaulted. So I thought those were the main points in chapter 25. Thanks.